Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. I am your host, Gigi, and I just want to say happy holidays. Now, we do have some more information, and guess who it's about? It's about Jay Z and Beyonce. There are reports that saying that Cathy White, which is allegedly Jay Z's mistress slash baby mama, she was about to do a tell-all and tell the world that she's having Jay Z's baby, and this is a time when Beyonce and Jay Z was together. Yeah. And they said the next thing you know, she disappeared, passed away, and people feel like that somebody did this to get her out. And they are suspecting that Beyonce and Jay Z was behind her demise because she was going to talk. They are saying that the baby is alive. Could you, what? I have to hear this story for myself. This is a video. They are saying that Cathy White, baby, is alive, and allegedly, we have all seen her before. Allegedly, honey, y'all just have to see this for yourselves. Comment. I want to know what you guys think about this. Make sure you guys subscribe here. The Messy Sweet Spot. Let's hear what they got to say.
My oh my, now y'all saying that Cathy White's baby is still alive and that the baby could be none other than Jay Z and Beyonce's daughter Blue Ivy, and that Beyonce may have had a hand in whatever happened to Cathy? Child.
Because there's no way she's going to sit with Liz Crokin and tell her the truth about Cathy White.
What happened to Cathy White?
Someone should ask Beyonce.
Wow.
Honestly, if you ask me, I think it's funny how most of the pics of Jay Z and Cathy all cozy together have been scrubbed from the internet, yet so many people recall seeing them together back in the day. So what exactly is Jay Z still hiding about Cathy White's death? Why did he work so hard to erase pictures of them together from the internet? And is there any truth to people saying that her child with Jay Z could still be alive? Now, we all know that the rumor that Jay Z and Cathy were together escalated after she and Claudia Jordan were spotted at Las Vegas Tao nightclub sitting at a table with Jay Z and Diddy in 2010, and Bey was not present. At the time, several sources were reporting that Jay Z had been sleeping with Cathy behind Beyonce's back for longer than Jay and Beyonce had even been married. Apparently, when they were in Vegas, they were there to see the Floyd Mayweather and Juan Manuel Marquez boxing match, with sources revealing that just before they attended the Sin City fight, Jay purchased a $2,500 pair of Louis Vuitton shoes for Cathy to wear that evening. He also reportedly requested that she bring a few friends to ride with them that evening so that it would not look like they were a thing. And like I said, there were a bunch of photos of Jay and Cathy, but they disappeared from the internet. How convenient, right? Right when we have people asking all sorts of questions. Anyways, guys, 2 weeks before she passed, Cathy was contacted by a major tabloid that was investigating the Jay Z connection. She gave them little information to go on, but according to one of the sources, following her conversation with the tabloid, she called Jay and told him that she was going to go public with their affair for a price. Then, about 48 hours after the announcement that Beyonce was pregnant with Jay Z's baby, Cathy suddenly passed under suspicious circumstances, and the cause of death reported was a brain aneurysm. The only problem was that, according to an NYPD detective, Cathy's cause of death was uncertain, and the detective said that they had the autopsy and toxicology reports done to figure out what really happened to her. The detective said a 911 call came in from an apartment on 130 West 19th Street in Manhattan. Ambulance came and took Cathy because she was sick. They took her to the Beth Israel Hospital, and that's where she died. It was too early to be speculating that an aneurysm took her. They will be doing an autopsy later today to check out her cause of death, but someone might have given Cathy a bad so they'll do a toxicology test, and we'll have to wait 2 weeks for that report. Again, how convenient that after the detective said he suspected someone may have given Cathy a bad the story was swept under the rug. Well, allegedly, Beyonce had a lot to do with the death just as much as her husband, and people are wondering if Cathy's pregnancy is one of the reasons Bey forced her own pregnancy announcement. I mean, there were already rumors that Beyonce had a surrogate to carry Blue, and that is why the timing was so off and the whole pregnancy was rushed. Allegedly, the rush to have a baby had something to do with the fact that Cathy was also pregnant around the same time. Plus, it would have been a PR nightmare for Beyonce and Jay Z if Cathy did a tell-all around the time they had crafted her over-the-top pregnancy announcement that was obviously obviously engineered as a Hollywood publicity stunt. But allegedly, she did more than just rush the pregnancy. Now, we know that Cathy may have been pregnant with Beyonce's husband, Jay Z's child, before her death. But here's where the conspiracy theory comes in. Followers have been saying that shortly after giving birth, she passed away under mysterious circumstances, and Beyonce's first child with Jay, Blue Ivy, is actually the illegitimate child of Cathy White and Jay Z. You know, it doesn't help that a video was actually making rounds where Beyonce was sitting down for her interview when she was pregnant with Blue, and her baby bump appeared to fold. Well, she said later that the fabric was what folded and called the rumors crazy, but people are still convinced that she faked the pregnancy with Blue. But hold on, it gets worse. People were also saying that the song Daughter from Beyonce's album Cowboy Carter is a confession to the unaliving of Cathy White. Yes, it sounds crazy, but followers were referencing these lyrics in connection to Cathy. Your body laid out on these filthy floors, your bloodstains on my custom coutures, bathroom attendant let me right in, she was a big fan, I really tried to stay cool, but your arrogance disturbed my solitude. Now I ripped your dress and you're all black and blue, look what you made me do. With everything that has been said about Beyonce and Jay Z as of late, even I find those lyrics super creepy. Anyway, there isn't much to back the allegation that Blue Ivy may be Cathy's daughter, other than the side-by-side photos where people have been pointing out similarities. But what I can tell you is that people want answers, especially the ones who were so close to the case like Liz Crokin. This was the person who was supposed to interview Cathy, and when this whole issue of her death came up again a couple of weeks ago, she said on X that in August of 2011, she was working as a senior editor for Star magazine, and her boss asked her to look into online blog reports claiming that a woman named Cathy White, who friends called Corey, was having an affair with Jay Z. Liz said, I managed to get a hold of Cathy at her job in New York over the phone. During our first conversation, she denied having an affair with Jay Z. Furthermore, she also claimed that she had never hung out with him or had even met him. I then uncovered photos of Cathy hanging out with Jay Z and Diddy, no less at Tao nightclub in Las Vegas. So I called her back and asked her about the photo evidence that debunked her initial claim that she had never met or hung out with Jay Z. At this point, Cathy expressed to me that she would consider going public with her story. According to Liz, days later, she tried to reach her at work with no luck, and she finally got a hold of one of her colleagues and asked her if she knew why Cathy had been MIA, and her colleague shockingly told her that she was no more. Liz also said that sources told her that Cathy had told Jay Z that she was considering going public with Star via her after they talked. She said there were also online blogs that reported the same story, and she ran a small story on this that appeared in Star at the time. In addition, she said she wanted to pursue the story further, particularly investigate if she was indeed unalived, but she was discouraged from doing so, and her boss was not interested in running a follow-up piece. Cathy also said that years later, she met sources who knew both Jay Z and Cathy and inside information on her death, and they strongly believed that Jay Z had her unalived to silence her. Apparently, one source even told her that Jay Z had law enforcement and even coroners in his back pocket, and the source also said that there are corrupt coroners in New York City who will rule homicides as natural deaths for cash. Recently, Liz has actually also been talking about the case because she still believes that Cathy was unalive.
What do you mean she's dead? You know, what happened to her? This is just a beautiful, young, seemingly healthy 28-year-old woman. I was told that she didn't have any health issues, you know, and it was very shocking to hear. And her colleague did not know what happened to her or how she died or why she died, but all she knew is that she was dead. So obviously when I heard this, it was very troublesome and disturbing to find out that this woman who possibly was going to give me an exclusive story on her affair with one of the most powerful rappers in the world, that's very disturbing, and it certainly is very convenient for Jay Z, isn't it, that she died?
By the way, something else that has been said is that Jay and Beyonce were confident that people would not look much into the case because Cathy had openly admitted to only messing with super rich guys, and that unless a man had a net worth of at least $50 million, she wouldn't pay him any attention, which means that Jay was a perfect catch for her. And this was something that she was doing with her friend Claudia, who, as we know, also has a very similar reputation. Speaking of Claudia, she's actually been called out a few times with regards to Cathy's death, with people saying that she knows more about what happened and she should speak up. In fact, in 2020, Crazy Days and Nights even wrote a blind item saying, "This A-list host/model is also an actress. Our host has always stayed quiet about the death of her friend, but has become more convinced over the years that the permanent A+ list rapper had her friend unalive. It just seemed too convenient that he wanted her out of the picture, and shortly after he said that, the friend ended up dead." The blind item later revealed the A-list host was Claudia Jordan, the rapper was Jay Z, and Claudia's friend was Cathy. But then, not so long ago, Claudia responded to people who have been telling her that she should tell the truth about what happened to Cathy and said they were not friends.
So it would not be rare or odd to see a Diddy, a Jay Z, an Eve, this or that, Little Kim. They would be out there for that. We randomly ran into him. Now, the second time we saw him, he was definitely out there and he had a show. Okay, he had a concert. And he was not paying my friend no mind. Like, we were all there and he was just like polite. And he was not flirting with no one. There was nothing going on. So I need y'all to stop with this false narrative. A blogger, Jackie Jasper of Hollywood Streaking, put this story out in 2008 because he was fed it from my hating ass ex that was trying to ruin my reputation. So he was taking any little things. Oh, she was doing this. They was doing. She's jealous that he hit on her, not her. It's not true, y'all. And y'all running with one source, and then Jaguar gets on and reiterate, bring it back up, and y'all believe it. Now, I'm not saying that she don't say some real stuff. I don't know her like that. But when it comes to me, I was never Diddy's girl. And if you had an address, I would serve you. But you don't, okay? If you had an address, I would serve you. Can't serve the homeless. I saw him in Vegas at a party.
Basically, Claudia said that the claims that they were close are completely false, stating that she and Cathy White were merely acquaintances who hung out a few times in 2010. In addition, Claudia also emphasized that during their time together, Cathy never mentioned anything about being involved with Jay Z, let alone being pregnant by him. And then she said, "We drank, gambled together, and played craps in Vegas. No Jay Z. She was never pregnant around me. I'm so sick of people telling the story." Obviously, the pictures of them together paint a different narrative, and I don't know if it's true, but I also saw reports claiming that Claudia was at Cathy White's apartment cleaning up after the 911 call was made. Based on this, people are saying that it doesn't make sense that Claudia is trying to deny being friends with Cathy because they were as thick as thieves back in the day. Maybe it's true that Jay Z paid her to say they were not friends. Who knows? Okay, I know it's crazy, but do you actually believe that Blue Ivy could be Cathy's child? Or do you think there could be another child out there just on?
Ooh. Do you guys believe this? Could it be possible? I don't know. All I know, you guys, I want to hear from you guys. So make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And I am dying to hear what y'all have to say about this. Ain't this a mess?